All right. All right. So we're here with another conversation. This one is called Know Thyself. So my question for my daughter is that how long have you been studying your chart? And first of all, what is your chart?
Okay.
Not mean what's in it, but when I say what is your chart, what does that mean?
Well, I've been studying my chart for about 4 years, and a chart is basically, it's kind of like what's the word? Astrological. Yeah, astrological way of knowing yourself, I would say. It
Thank you, Kyla. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like a way of knowing yourself, and yeah, that's what it is.
So you've been studying yours for how long?
4 years.
Okay, so why is studying your chart, why is that important?
It helps you know yourself. It like when you read it, it's kind of funny because it's like, how does a computer know all these things about me and stuff? And some people are kind of skeptical because it's a website, but it's really accurate, and it tells you kind of why you're here, who you were in past lives and things, and what your purpose is, basically. And yeah, it tells you basically
What kind of things, like, okay, so you studied your chart. I had you start studying your chart a long time ago. But why do you think someone your age, it would be good for them to know their cosmological makeup?
It's good to know because, well, it's just good to know yourself in general. Like, I mean, why wouldn't you want to not know yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it kind of gives you like pointers. It helps you out with things, because if you know why you do what you do, it helps you understand what you're doing.
So you feel like knowing the why of your own actions has helped you understanding. Do you feel like it's helped with self-esteem or not really?
Yeah, it has. It's helped with self-esteem. Just knowing who you are and loving yourself and knowing why you are here is just good to know.
So then, do you understand the full aspects of your own Trinity?
I feel like I know most of it. I still have ways to go, still have a lot more things to study, but I know the basics.
The basics. So, like your ascendant.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Gemini.
Your moon. What is it?
Gemini.
Your sun.
Gemini.
Your Mercury.
Gemini.
Yours is simple.
Yeah, mine's easy, so.
But for those who don't know, just a brief on what that means. So, your ascendant is how people see you. When someone lays eyes on you, they don't know you, so they see you through your ascendant sign. So people will generally, who don't know you, describe you based on the ascendant. Your sun sign. So in European science or astrology, they focus on the sun, S-U-N. And so your sun sign is basically telling you how you think, your viewpoint, your perception, how you analyze information. Now your moon is your emotional body. That's going to tell you how you feel about things and how you analyze, how you deal with feelings, period. That's what your moon does. So when someone says your Trinity, it's your ascendant, your moon, and your sun. And so through your ascendant is how you present yourself. So you present the way you think. So the way you think, you present it through your ascendant. Okay? So she and myself has a preponderance of Gemini. Now, a preponderance means that you have 3 or more signs in one, 3 or more planets in one sign. And so with that, you'll hear her say she has a preponderance of Gemini. Now, understanding that means that's going to give her full insight to why she does what she does. Okay, so with you knowing that you have the Gemini, what does that tell you about yourself?
So like for instance, because I have so many Gemini, like what's it called? Just a bunch of Gemini in my chart. For instance, like it's really easy for me to communicate. It's really easy for me to say what's on my mind. Just like things like that. Why a lot of my actions are Gemini.
Yeah, I think you have like 4 or 5 or something. Just a little weirdo. But that tells you, is going to tell you about why you do things. You know, your perception, how you take in information. So for someone like her, she's a communicator. Emotionally, she's a communicator. Mentally, she comes off to people as a communicator. And for a lot of students, for a lot of children, it really enables them to be able to build their self-esteem, you know, especially going through, you know, school and things like that, where if you don't, or when you don't really know yourself, you know, you deal with a lot of peer pressure. You know, people say a lot of things about you. You're growing. Well, by understanding your Zodiacus or your Zodiac constitution, it gives a child a chance to really develop within their own selves, understanding themselves. So when someone says something to them in school, it doesn't bother them. I mean, do you feel like it's helped you do that? Mm-hmm. Like if someone says, you just talk too much.
Okay.
What do you...
That's probably like the only thing someone could say to me that would hurt my feelings.
They say you talk too much?
Yeah. That's the only... If someone's like, oh, you ugly, I'm like, okay. But I don't know why.
They say you talk too much.
That one stings a little bit. If someone says I talk too much.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only thing that bothers me.
Really?
Yeah. Because then I just feel stupid.
So, okay. What other ways would people like describe you? Tell me, what are some of the things that people say about you, and you know in your chart how you can see it? Like either one.
Okay. Well, people say that. Well, I'm a communicator. That I'm
bossy.
Yeah, I get that I'm bossy. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, do you find that when you deal with things, when you're in a tense situation, do you find that you like to talk about it?
It depends on the situation. But most of the time, since I am such a communicator, I can't even hold it in. Like, I just have to talk to someone. Whether it may not be you or it may not be my mom, but it'll be somebody.
You never get mad at me.
Oh, that's a lie.
I'm great. I'm the one that you never get upset with.
You piss me off.
Hey, you don't talk like that. What are you doing? Anyway, so with that, it's important for children to be able to learn those things. And that's one of the conversations that we have. And that's one of the reasons why I had her start learning her chart years ago. So that she could get a head start on building her own self-confidence. Get a chance to get to know herself, so that when she goes through those tough times in school, no one can say anything that she doesn't know about herself. You know, a lot of times when you're going through high school, children get so caught up in all the, you know, your hormones are going, you're changing into adulthood. so many children are involved in things that they shouldn't. And a lot of times if children don't know themselves and they find that that they fall into that. I appreciate that, Brother Dwayne. You know, if they don't know themselves, then they fall into being able to be led. So that's the reason why I planned for her. I think she was maybe, what, 10, 11. And I had her break down her chart. And every summer I reiterate that you need to study that. Because every year there's new things, you know, coming up. So next I'm going to be ushering her into learning the different aspects of the chart, the different degrees, the different houses, so she can understand her life purpose. But as a parent, I'll end with this. As a parent, what me studying my child's chart allows me to do, it allows me to facilitate her growth. Knowing who my child is, not who I want them to be, but who they are, allows me to be the best facilitator for her life that I can be. It allows me to say, this is her strength, and this is how I need to help her grow, not push her in the direction I want her to go in. So it allows me to be a true facilitator, which is what a parent is. It allows me to instruct her. Like, I know she, I never have to raise my voice. We communicate. You know, but I don't raise my voice anyway like that. You know, it's very unoften, you know. But I know that through communication is how I deal with her. You know, that all we have to do is talk, because that's who she is. I know that she analyzes information. I know that she's one who learns very quickly. This is by me studying her chart. And I wanted her to know that for herself, so that when she struggles, she knows why she struggles. Some may not be her strength, but she needs to know what her strengths and her weaknesses are. You know, so the site that you can go to, and I do advise all parents to do this. It's called Grupo, Grupo Venus, Venus, GrupoVenus.com. Go there with your children. You need to know their birth time, of course, the date, month, year, and where they were born. Sit down with your children. Go over their chart. Study their chart. Study it with them. Study your own chart as a parent. Understand how you and your child, your energies mix. Understand that, because it allows you to have a better relationship. You know, anything else you want to end with?
Yeah. If it's not the exact birth time, it's not going to work. So if you need to find the birth certificate somewhere, you have to do that, because if it's not the exact time, or time is the most important, but if it's not the day, it won't be about your kid.
All right. We out. Peace.